I wasn't expecting to answer that, but there we go.
Welcome back to my channel. If you notice, I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing in our long distance love story video, and that is because I'm filming these on the same day. So, surprise. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A with my long distance boyfriend. So if you did not know, I'm in a long distance relationship. My boyfriend Charlie lives in England and I live in the United States, and we've been doing long distance for 5 years now. I asked you guys on a poll on Instagram what questions you had for us. I was originally going to include this in our love story video, and that's already up. If you want to go check that out, be sure to look at that. I was originally going to include these questions in that video. However, they were so different and so specific that I feel like I could make a whole nother video about them. The way this is gonna work, if technology is on my side, is I'm going to Skype Charlie, I'm going to record the call, and we're gonna be answering some questions together. So thank you to everyone who sent us questions, and let's get right into the video.
Okay guys, so now we're here with Charlie, and he has his headset on. Yeah, because he doesn't have speakers on his computer right now. So we're gonna be looking at your questions that you sent us on our Instagram and answering some of them. The first one, and I think this one's a really good question, says, how do you guys afford flights? I live in the US and my boyfriend lives in Australia.
Australia. Oh, that's nice. How do we afford flights?
So both of us kind of have different ways that we earn money to pay for flights, but both of us kind of have this mindset of like, we know that we want to see each other and we're going to save our money for that. So it's a lot of saving money. It's really, that's the reality of it, is you have to like prioritize. Now you just have the mindset that like we need to save our money to see each other rather than for material things. Like we want to spend our money on experiences and things like that.
When I was working, because I'm not working right now because I'm a student at university, but my work wanted me to work a lot basically, and I didn't have time for that.
Very accommodating to his schedule.
So I had to off the quest.
You don't really spend, you don't go shopping very much.
So yeah, I don't really shop or spend like Sydney do. Like the other time where I do spend a lot is when I'm about to go on holiday somewhere. Then I do tend to buy expensive clothes and stuff like that.
You have already paid for the flight, so you pay for the flight first, and then you use your extra money to buy like clothes and things like that.
Yeah, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. Because I don't really buy anything else. I'm not like that because like I always find cheap flights, so the flights are around about like £600 to £700, and that's like a month's wages, which is
not that much.
Yeah, exactly.
If you think of it
cheap,
like, you know, you work for a month and you get this trip across the world. Like it's all mindset, in my opinion. Obviously it depends on what phase of your life you're in. Like right now, we don't have those expenses to pay. Now Charlie has had some more expenses in the past year, but we don't have those expenses to pay. Quick, I'm gonna talk about how we like find cheap flights. I can do a whole video about this, but there are so many apps out there. Some of my favorites are Expedia, Google Flights, and this app called Hopper. All of those will notify me when the prices drop, and then we just act on it right away. Like you can't hesitate, you just gotta buy.
Yeah, like I said, obviously it's a month's wages, it's not that much, so if I book that in advance, I've got like another 3-4 months yet to earn money, so it's really, you know, it's a win-win.
Then someone asked, how are you guys coping with this COVID stuff? And then someone else asked, oh, how's quarantine affecting you guys? So those kind of questions go together.
Before this COVID stuff like just started, it wasn't too bad because we only saw each other like a month ago.
I left like March 12th or something like that. But yeah, so we just saw each other a month ago for a month, and I think that has helped a lot, because if we hadn't had that trip, we would have like not seen each other since November. And that would have been a lot harder because like we don't know when we're going to be able to see each other next. Right now, it's hard because we're just trying to hold on. Like we can't book anything. We can't plan for anything until we know what's going to happen. Because obviously like we're in different countries right now. So both of our countries won't allow the other person into the countries. We can't do anything about it. It's completely out of our control. What's going to be bad is like when we can travel again, I'm scared that the prices are going to be so expensive because summer's expensive to travel anyway. And then
summer's always expensive to travel. Yeah. But like I said, it's all about booking in advance because obviously you can't.
Right now, we're just kind of holding on, aren't we? We are using this quarantine time to like talk to each other more and do more fun things together because we're like both stuck in our houses all day long. So in that aspect, it's been good because we're able to text each other and call each other more. Basically, it's affecting us in that we don't know when we're going to be able to see each other next, but we're very grateful that we just saw each other. So how did you manage to be in a long distance relationship? So we kind of talked about this in our last video that we just filmed, which was our LDR story. You can go watch that and we answer all of those kinds of questions. How did the relationship start? Same kind of thing, but do you want to do a little brief rundown?
So we just met through a chain of friends. I've known, like, my friends introduced me to her friend, Morgan. So, and then obviously Morgan, then that's how I met Morgan. I knew her for like 2 years. And then she introduced me to you after 2 years.
And then we started talking on Snapchat, Skype, and then he came here. Are you guys planning on moving in together? And could you explain the plans?
She's coming here.
I'm coming, you're coming here. As you can see, we basically don't know. When the relationship started, basically Charlie was always like, I'm coming to America. And then as like I went there, like I love it in England. Kind of as we talked about in our last video, we're just kind of playing it by ear right now. We know we love each other. We know we want to be together. But I feel like we both still have 2 years at least left of school. We won't be moving together during that time. There's no point in stressing about it right now because our lives can look completely different in 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, you can't predict the future. You gotta take a day by day thing.
It's good to think about it and have it in mind, but
yeah, true, of course. Yeah, definitely. But you never know what's gonna happen. Things always pop up that you don't expect.
And it could be an opportunity that leads us to the place we're supposed to be. So, but yes, we do plan on moving together. Obviously, we don't want to be distanced forever.
Yeah. What's that mean? Yeah.
So there were a lot of questions that asked about like our plans and things like that. How are you coping in an LDR in a pandemic? We already kind of talked about that. It's out of our control. When traveling for the first time on your own to see each other, was it a scary experience? So you can share your experience because you traveled first.
My experience, obviously, I wasn't scared, but I was really nervous because I was flying by myself. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. Mm-hmm. But once you get there, like, because what I usually do, obviously the flights come up on top of the board things, the TVs and that stuff. Obviously, I didn't bother looking at them because I find it easy just to ask one and like someone at the desk. They just write down like the gates and the time on the ticket, or even the time's already on there. But sometimes the gate is never on my ticket. It's on the first flight, but the next two, they're never on there, and I don't get why. So I always go to like the help desk or someone, and then they look up on a computer and then just direct me there.
Yeah. So Charlie obviously flew by himself before I did, because I came 2.5 years later, 3 years later, something like that. But basically, I just went from Charlie's experience. So Charlie told me like, if you need anything, just ask someone, and like that's the most helpful thing. Like I've asked like 5 different people the same exact question to make sure I'm going the right place, or to make sure I'm getting my bag, or things like that. So as far as like knowing where to go, I wasn't nervous about that. I'm not really scared of flying, so I really wasn't scared of that aspect. I was kind of scared about who I would sit by, because you're sitting on a plane with strangers for like 8 hours. Charlie sleeps the whole time, but I can't sleep on a plane.
The whole time I'm on the plane. Every flight.
I've had really good experiences with people sitting next to me. Like I've made friends and stuff.
The best thing though that I've had is actually quite happened to me quite a few times is flying back to the UK. I always find that to have like a row to myself, like a complete row. Last time I had a row of 5 completely to myself, and that was the 8-hour flight as well.
Yeah,
that was nice.
You're so lucky. I'm never lucky like that. Overall, I wasn't really scared. I was nervous that I would like miss my next flight or things like that, but the whole flying experience I wasn't really scared of, because I could like learn from Charlie. And I just love being in airports. Like airports give me so much excitement, and like it's just such a good vibe. So I was like more excited than anything.
It's a weird vibe, yeah.
Yeah. Have you discussed living together? Had any thoughts of plans? We already talked about that, or when that would happen. So we didn't really address that. So when are we planning to live together?
After uni, because obviously, we still got to do our educational stuff.
Yeah, we both
want to do.
We both think education is really important. We want to make sure that we're taking our time to focus on that. I mean, we've already done it 5 years, so we can do 2 more. Like, it's not that. It seems like we're in the end stretch now, which is good.
Yeah, and all of that, this year's gone pretty well. I mean, I just started uni.
Yeah, as far as when we'll move together, I would say probably we're looking in the next 3 to 4 years, I would say. Because it is a long process. No matter where we're going, it's a long process for the visas and the whole marriage thing, and planning out the wedding and things like that. So we want to be married before we live together too. I think we have to be, because that's the only way one of us will be able to get into the other country. Definitely we need to finish school first, 2 years. So probably in the next 3 to 5, probably 3 to 5.
3 to 5. I would say
3 to 4. Yeah.
Say 3 to 5.
Where would you like to live when you're able to live together? We don't know yet.
If I was to move move to America, I was thinking like, obviously, I'm basing all this off like TV shows and
Yeah.
and all that stuff. One would be California.
He doesn't know anything about these places.
Or what about? I was thinking Miami. Miami looks
Miami and-
sick.
You're thinking all the
Sick.
cute places that you see on TV.
Or LA looks nice, but it is expensive.
No, I would either like to live in like a bigger city or a bigger or a suburb. I think like I'm not necessarily like settled down in a state or anything, although like Tennessee is really nice. But Charlie needs to see more of America before he makes this decision because he's not been to any of these places.
If you were to move here, I would probably say Leeds, because Leeds is nice. Leeds is nice.
really nice. It's a city. Anywhere in England is really pretty, so I would be happy anywhere. I wasn't expecting to answer that, but there we go. What was it like meeting for the first time after so long?
It was magical.
It was. It was almost like an out-of-body experience. Like, I saw him, and you know, like if you're at Disney World and you see a character and that you've seen on TV and you see them in real life and you're like, whoa, they're like almost too perfect to be real, like almost too good to be real. And that's how it felt when I saw Charlie for the first time.
I think that's a terrible example. It's not a proper cartoon though, is it? So it's like, you do feel shy, nervous.
Yeah.
All that cringy stuff, basically.
Yeah, it was
That's
so cringy. The first time we met, it was like, ugh. I look back and I'm like, ugh, that was not.
Well, listen to that video. the first video that we made. I found that really funny.
Yeah.
Like, obviously looking back at it, like, you know, like after like a year looking back at it, after she posted that first video, I just couldn't stop laughing because it is really cringy, and I'm not really that kind of a cringy person. Sydney is. See, you are. I'm not.
Am I as cringy anymore?
A little bit. You can be, yeah. A little bit.
Ew, okay, whatever. Okay, so that's how it was meeting the first time. The next question says, is it really hard for you guys? Do you ever lose hope?
I don't. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm just like, I take a step by step there. I don't really worry about it too much.
When I start thinking about the uncertainty of the future, I don't lose hope, but it definitely puts like doubt in my mind. I know that I want to be with you. So like, I'm not like, I don't lose hope in our relationship. There's so much hope in our relationship because it's come this far. We've been through so much together and we've had experiences a lot of people don't have at our age, but it is really hard when you're not able to see each other. But I try to think of it as like when we see each other, it's more of like a reward rather than being apart is terrible. For us, being apart is normal because our relationship started separate. So being together is like a treat, you know? And also, like, I think one of the best things about this relationship and something that I'm really grateful for is that like when I was in high school, I was allowed to grow on my own and I became very independent. Like I didn't depend on a person's presence to make me happy. I was able to grow and we were able to grow separately so we could grow together. It is hard. Distance is hard, but I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful that like we've been able to experience this. Any plans to see each other soon?
I'm hoping, obviously, summer maybe, if this COVID-19 goes away.
Oh, you're gonna make me on. Yeah, so basically, as soon as we can see each other, we're booking a flight and we're gonna see each other.
Pretty much. If they're not trying to charge me £1,000.
Depending on the price, but yeah, so we want to see each other soon. We just don't know when. How do you deal with the distance without getting upset? So like I kind of said, we look at it as like a blessing when we get to see each other instead of like something terrible when we're apart. The time that we get to spend together is so precious and like it's so much of a blessing that the time we spend apart is worth it for that moment.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, so I just don't let it bother me. Like, it doesn't. Obviously, it does bother me.
Like I said, I would rather be
it,
together. Like, I would definitely rather be with you than have you way over there. But
yeah.
The next question says, what's your biggest piece of advice for when it gets hard or feels like all you're doing is fighting?
I mean, obviously, what do you mean, like when we're having arguments and stuff like that?
Okay, let's start with the first question. So what's our biggest piece of advice for when it gets hard? I think just like continuing to talk to each other, being open with each other about when we're feeling sad or when we're feeling lonely, like, because you don't want to feel those emotions alone.
You always need that someone to talk to.
And we know that we have each other. And like I've always said, communication is the biggest thing I could tell any long distance couple or any couple in general, but especially in long distance, you have to communicate your feelings so that way you don't get upset. What do we do when all it feels like we're doing is fighting? So Charlie and I don't really fight. We have a lot of like little arguments, or they'll be like,
we have a lot of disputes, let's put it that way.
Yeah, but not
a lot of different views on things.
But not like full scale fighting, like where we're days and days.
Yeah.
Charlie and I have never really went to bed upset with each other. And I think that's really good. Like we always try to come to an agreement or accept, like agree to disagree, or, you know, talk things out before we go to bed. There have been times where we will have like little arguments. We just get under each other's skin like every single day of the week. Like not fight, but like have little disagreements or arguments, or things will come up and we just go back and forth at each other. At some point, one of us is just like, this is stupid. Why are we doing this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, yeah, we just have like little arguments, but they're not like proper arguments, if that makes sense. They're just little disputes over little things, you know. Yeah. We wind each other up, we get annoyed at each other, like, and we kind of do it on purpose, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's your biggest piece of advice for that?
I take it all as a joke. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's why we fight. Yeah,
it doesn't affect me.
We argue. Just being open with each other and communicating. We don't ever let arguments like keep us from talking to each other. Like even if we're mad at each other, we'll still call each other at night and talk. We're never like, okay, I'm not talking to him for a day. And I think that's really good because then we're able to talk it out. What do you guys do when you can't be together for holidays like Christmas, etc.?
Well, obviously I'm not there for Christmas Day, but it's still like what's called like a holiday kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because I come because I come the day after Christmas. You know, I'm there for New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, stuff like that. I've been there for your birthday a couple of times.
Yeah.
So.
But I have never been with Charlie on his birthday, and we've never been together on our anniversary. But we have been together on Valentine's Day. We've been together a month before our anniversary, so we celebrated early. It's all about like making the most of your time. We like to send each other gifts and open them together on FaceTime. That can kind of make us feel like we're together. We'll do like days where we plan to just sit and talk to each other, like, you know, on his birthday or our anniversary. Just trying to make the most of it, being apart. Like it's not ideal, but we realize that like we can celebrate when we're together, and we're big into like celebrating when we get together.
Yeah, we go out to eat all the time. See, I like eating food a lot.
So we go out to eat all the time. We're like, let's celebrate your birthday, and we go out to eat.
Yeah.
Do you guys struggle with jealousy issues, and who is more jealous? Charlie's more jealous.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't been as that jealous as I used to be. I don't know, I just learned to not let it bother me.
But you trust me. So
yeah, I trust it, obviously.
I was reading back through our messages from 2015, and I was like, man, I was so cringy. Like, I used to be so jealous. I was like, who are you talking to? Why are you on WhatsApp? But like, the older we've gotten, the more we've gotten away from that. Like, we realized that, like Charlie said, we're gonna be apart. We know that we're apart, but we trust each other. So there's no reason to be jealous. You've always said like you trust me, but you don't trust other people.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
How did you cope with a negative reaction from family or friends knowing you are in a long distance relationship? My friends were supportive. My friends didn't really say anything. I think it's because it didn't really affect them. Now, my family was not supportive at first, and it took a lot of like trust to like get them to trust us. So like I said in our love story video that you can go watch, I talked about how at the beginning, my parents were like, no, you're never going to be able to see each other. And so we like broke up for like 2 days. And in that time, they saw how much we really loved each other and how much we wanted to be together. And so it's just kind of putting it into reality for them and explaining like things are different now and realizing.
Basically, right. Well, I think changed her mind is when her mum saw her crying.
Yeah.
I think that's what changed her mind. Like, yeah, honestly,
how much I loved you and like how much I wanted to be with you.
Yeah, they saw that from you crying.
Yeah, but how we deal with the negative, we just we care about it if they're people that matter. So like our parents, when we were younger, they could hold us back from seeing each other. So it was important that we gained their trust, kept them involved in our relationship, but no one else's opinion should matter in your relationship.
Yeah, but obviously.
Like my friends like you and my friends.
Yeah. Obviously, like talking back to my side, it was easy. It was really easy. I mean, obviously my friends like, it's like, they always ask about our house and stuff like that. And obviously my dad would just support it straight away. So yeah.
Yeah, his dad was really supportive, which was good because then we had support on one end and then we had to get the other end. Do you argue a lot? And what's your biggest argument you've had? Like we said, we do have like little arguments, but we've never really had any huge arguments.
The one time in the summer, but I don't think that was an argument, was it?
That was just a hard time to get through. I'm not going to go into any details about our arguments because there's not really one that really stands out as like the biggest one because all of our arguments are really small. All of our things they're really stupid too. Like they're not things that we overall try to keep our communication open to each other so that way we don't argue. All right, then someone said, you've gone super quiet lately. Are you two doing good or just enjoying your privacy? I posted this on my
basically
LDR account.
What do you mean, like quiet, like on YouTube or on Instagram?
No, on like just like on our account, on our LDR account, and like they're not.
Oh, yeah.
Because
So
I asked about it on our LDR account.
Yeah, I basically don't go on it as much. First time I went on it today, that's in like the last month and a half.
Yeah.
I just went on it today because someone messaged on there, got a notification, had a quick look.
So
Yeah, I don't get it. She does like all the handling and
yeah,
like,
I haven't really been on that account lately. So if you think we've been quiet, we haven't. Be sure to look at my YouTube and my Instagram and Charlie's private Instagram. We post a lot more on there than we do on our account together. So if you only follow our LDR journey, be sure to follow each of us. I'll link it down below because we do post a lot about each other and like about what our lives, what we're doing and stuff.
Yeah.
But we are enjoying more privacy than we used to in our relationship. We don't try to document every single thing that we do or take as many pictures as we used to. But yeah, those are all the questions that I had. So a lot of them were like, when are you going to see each other? How is COVID? When are you going to live together? Where are you going to live? But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out our other video that we just filmed today, that's why we're wearing the same clothes, but it's our love story. Link it down below. But thank you for coming and thank you for asking us questions. We love answering questions for you guys. And now that we know that this works, we could do more videos like this. So be sure to leave us a comment in the box below about what kind of videos you would like us to see, and we will see you guys next time.
Wait. Comment, like, and subscribe.
You just say like, comment, subscribe.